The French Prime Minister has warned that his country and other European states are facing high levels of threat by European nationals who have traveled to join the fight in Syria and in Iraq. Manuel Valls says the number of Europeans fighting in the two countries could increase threefold by the end of this year. According to the Premier, 3,000 Europeans currently fighting in Syria and Iraq, and the number could reach 5,000 by summer and as many as 10,000 by year's end. Valls added that some 1,400 of those who joined the fight in Syria and Iraq have already returned, and about the same number are planning to travel there to join the war. About 90 French nationals have been killed fighting against what he called their own values. France and Belgium have the highest number of people fighting in the two countries. Let's cross over to Belfast, joined by author and Middle East expert, Mr. Sha'ath. Thank you so much for being with us. What do you attribute this, what many would call a phenomenon, that these Europeans are going, so many of them want to join the fight with ISIL?
Okay, France never really denied its role in supporting the terror gangs in Syria, even if the French like to call them sometimes moderate terrorists. In an interview with Le Monde, which I'll give you last year in August, President Hollande, the French president, said France delivered weapons to anti-Damascus militants in Syria. Hollande then said and stressed that we should not stop supporting the anti-regime militants operating in Syria. They deserve our support, he continued saying. In that interview, he claimed there was 700 French fighting in Syria, and he trying to advise the people how not to go there. And today, the Prime Minister said there are 1,400 there, and the number is going to triple. We know the sophisticated weaponry and training the French used to supply and still supply these terror gangs, quote unquote, sometimes they call them moderate, and in a fight they use that sophisticated weaponry to the Hawks, to the ISIL, or to al-Nusra. This is the way the French and the Western countries use their missiles in supporting these Takfiri groups. They actually had some British French intelligence at the borders between Lebanon and Syria, are seeing this smuggling of weaponry, sending satellite imagery to these Takfiri groups inside Syria to tell them the positions of the Syrian army. We remember the role these people played, especially the leftists in the socialist ruling party, like Bernard Levy and others, who were rising for this as a revolution in Syria and Libya, and making the people and the young people in France believe they are really supporting a great kind of a cause, not a plot to destabilize the countries in the region.
Mr. Sha'ath, let me just jump in here. Mr. Sha'ath, let me just jump in here. Not a whole lot of time, but are you saying then that the French presented the basically dividing good terrorists, bad terrorists, or good guys, bad guys in the whole Syrian conflict in such a way that it attracted the young people, that the young people really believe that they were be going there for a good cause?
Yes, they are, and I'll give you a poll about this. There is the poll of European attitudes towards the ISIL carried out by ICM of Russia news agency Russia Sedona revealed that 16% of the French citizens have positive opinion of ISIS. This percentage increases among younger respondents, spiking up to 27% of those aged between 18 to 24. What that tells you is double standards the French government is using and trying to paint the picture they are freedom fighters and encourage the younger generation to go and join them, and suddenly now they are complaining. It's causing a lot of problems for them. It's actually actually it's helping them on all over the way. They serve the interests of the Zionist entity, the interest of Saudi Arabia, they serve the interests of America, and at the same time they want to regain control over their previous colony, and at the same time they send those Muslims people in Europe toward Syria and there, and when they come back they help them in calling them they are the agents of terror in their country.
All right, so sorry we're out of time. So sorry, Mr. Sha'ath. Appreciate you being with us. Author and Middle East expert out of Belfast.